I actually don't know what day it is. I think it's March 6th. I should have checked. I don't remember. Anyways, this is your daily financial news for this wonderful Sunday. Real quick, let's congratulate Michael for getting his deal done, folks. Yes, we have exceeded 500. Yes, we will dye my hair purple in the next week or so. We will do a donation and all of that good stuff. But we are not done. The first 500 is just that, the first 500. We are going to be doing this going forward. So you want to be part of the next 500. So if you've done a deal, let me know about it. Send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook, or go to my website, One Rental at a Time. You can reach out to me there as well. So again, Michael, congratulations. So I don't know if you guys follow or listen to a podcast on YouTube. That's at least where I find it. I typically listen on Saturday. It's called the All In Podcast. I want to give full credit to those four gentlemen for introducing a topic that I have been thinking about for 24 hours now. At the beginning of their latest podcast, they introduced a concept that I think is unfortunately correct. In the beginning of their podcast, they basically say World War III has started. World War III is not going to be your traditional, our military against yours. It's not going to be fought with bullets and bombs, at least on a worldwide scale. But instead, where it will be fought is in the economies. We have an economic war. To see what has transpired in the last, call it 10 days or so, to see that MasterCard, Visa, PayPal in the last 24 hours have pulled out, have stopped service. We are seeing the impact of World War. And unfortunately, it's going to be like a stone dropped in still water, in my opinion. Now, let's be very clear. I hope they are signing a peace treaty right now. Peace can break out at any moment. It really takes two people to have peace start, and I hope it does. In lieu of that, when you drop a stone into still water, you are seeing immediate impacts in Russia, Ukraine, obviously, and it's terrible and tragic. However, I believe what we are about to see is going to be those other circles that impact every single person in the world in very short order. Short order being weeks, not even months. In the United States, we are already seeing it. Just this morning, national average for a gallon of gas broke $4. I actually think my larger concern is not oil, it's not gas. In my lifetime, we've had several run-ups in oil and gas. And yes, it's painful. Yes, it hurts. But we've been here before. The bigger circle, the one that will impact more lives and touch more people around the world in weeks, is going to be food. Food. We've already seen some nationalization going on. I read this morning that Hungary, for example, has made it illegal to export grain, wheat, things of that nature. When you think about the breadbasket of Europe being essentially shut down, it doesn't take long for the supply chain to be drained and us to have real problems. So I'm not saying this to be dire. I don't want to. It's just what I see. And again, full credit to the All In podcast for kind of bringing this up. I had not thought about it. it's also interesting to see really how social media has made us all more interconnected, I think, and really sparked or spawned or whatever you want to call a amazing speed and agility. To think about what's transpired in the last 10 days and literally been shut off and likely more to come is nothing short of economic war, I think. So again, more to follow, more to watch. I again don't think oil will be the big talking point in a month. It will be just food and necessity. So we hopefully the powers that be are thinking about this, because when you disrupt supply chains, as we've seen for chips in cars and the like, it can really be a problem. It is, you can go without a new truck or a new car, but food, yeah, this is something to watch. So again, I just want to give credit for the All In podcast. It really had me thinking for the last 24 hours. Hopefully, they keep talking about it, and I will tune in next week. On to hopefully, I don't know if it's, let's just say different topics, because I am concerned. So we saw 2 weeks ago, mortgage rates spike. Lots of people are talking about this magic 4% number, like real estate is going to crash. If you've been following my channel, you know that I think it's 6, not 4. I think 6% real estate transactions stop, and then we see where we go from there. But here's some information from home builders. So interest rates spike. People who have in contract to buy new homes are impacted because you generally can't lock in rates that long. Turns out that home builder cancellations dropped in January. Oh, I'm sorry, dropped in February. For February, cancellations were 6.7%, where trend was at 8%. So yes, they have so cancellations dropped even though rates went up. And when they asked buyers why, because they don't have anywhere else to go. There's not enough supply, so they are closing. Again, I heard that peace talks are scheduled for Monday, round 3. Again, peace can break out at any moment. I hope people are drafting I don't know what you would call it, a peace accord or treaty or whatever right now, and this horrible nightmare is behind us. So let's wish all good things. Something I did after watching the All In podcast yesterday was I tried to map out kind of what the next 10 to 12 months could be, right? The rest of 2022. So I'm going to go through these. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I'm missing. This is my first time through this as well. I do see the dominoes. I'm not sure if this new environment forces the dominoes to be in a different order. If the dominoes are bigger pieces, I don't know either, and I don't pretend to know, but I'm taking a shot. So, first and foremost, I think it is very obvious to me that inflation gets hotter in the short term. Let's call short term the next 6 months. I think it is initially felt in oil and gas. It is the most price inelastic or elastic, so it goes up and down the quickest. But I think food is where it is felt the greatest. I believe the Fed is truly going to wimp out. It is my greatest fear. I'm still calling for a half. I'm still hoping they're giving us the classic rope-a-dope. But in my view of the year, they are weak. Powell, you are Burns. John Burns, Arthur Burns, 2.0. You are the great inflation 2.0. Bad, bad, bad. So again, inflation hotter. The Fed is weak. My hope, my vision is sometime this year, peace breaks out. Peace will break out. Let's just keep putting it out there. It is, it has to happen. It just does. When peace breaks out, looking at history, I believe there will be a snapback economy. People will feel good again, and they will rush out again, increasing inflation. Again, with the Fed being behind. At some point, the Fed is going to be so far behind, Powell may have to resign. They may have to bring in somebody else who is going to be Paul Volcker 2.0. Again, Powell, you are Arthur Burns. They may need somebody else to come in and be Paul Volcker. They are going to come in and have to get aggressive. Half a point, 3/4 point, raises inter meeting. Man. And that is going to slam the world economy into a recession. He has to create demand destruction. He's late. He's going to be weak. Peace will break out. Then we have a snapback, more inflation. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm seeing the dominoes wrong. I hope I'm not. I hope I'm missing something, because right now that is what I see. If you think I'm missing something, please leave a comment below. I want to see this differently, but at the moment, I can't get to a different outcome. And again, I hope I am wrong. I've done some research, guys. If you're not following John Burns, I got confused with Arthur Burns and John Burns. John Burns on Twitter, John Burns Real Estate Consulting. They did a study from 2000 to 2021, talking about real estate, wages, rent, things of that nature. So inflation has been 55% from 2000 to 2021. Incomes, thankfully, are actually 64%. Apartment rents are up 77%. Mortgage payments are up 88%. And the winner, if you want to think about it that way, is single family rents. Single family rents are up 91%, with a lot of that increase coming in the last 2 years. We talked about it 2 years ago on our daily show that space is good. We have seen prices go up for purchase, so more and more people are renting single family homes. As you saw yesterday, I put out my buy box that I am looking for. Thank you for everyone reaching out. I hope we do some deals together. Residential 30-year fixed rate is where it is at. I believe there are very bad debt structures and bad deals being done in multifamily. I am going to buy single families up to fourplexes, get 30-year debt, and yes, I will 1031 exchange in a couple years out of those residential units into commercial when all the commercial paper blows up. Yes, folks, I believe bigger is better is about to be so painful. Not all of them. Some of them are fine, but there are more bad deals being done today than good deals. And I will happily sit in single family rentals and wait for my chance to buy some distressed assets. Something else we are seeing today that is very predictable is King Dollar. No, the dollar is not trash. King Dollar is where everyone is running. Everyone in the world. And again, I told Jerome Powell and his cronies a week ago, reduce your balance sheet. You have, for whatever reason, gotten lucky that the world wants dollars and treasuries. Reduce your balance sheet right now. If you don't, you will be forced to raise your balance sheet in a recession, which will hurt us more. Stop being a problem. And then finally, a little talk about China. One of these data actually comes from Meet Kevin. I did watch a Meet Kevin video yesterday, or I should say, I listened to a Meet Kevin video while I was running. It just came up in my playlist. Apparently, the Chinese citizens are saving 400% more, or 4x what they were saving last year. If that is true, and again, I'm citing Kevin because that's where I got it from, it is interesting to think about because I have been telling you they are remarkable savers and they are not spending. Their government has made their number one kind of retirement asset, apartments, toxic. Evergrande, debt structure, can't build, can't pay, all of that stuff. People are no longer buying apartments. Transactions are going down. Prices are falling slowly. So they are savings. They are saving. Uh, that correlates with China's expectations of GDP this year of only 5.5%. Now that sounds high, but you got to realize 5.5% is the lowest in decades. They realize they have a problem. They can't get the consumer to spend. Shoot, if they aren't buying Starbucks, how the hell are they going to buy apartments? They did it to themselves. And then one more point. I don't know if you know about Lunar New Year. It's essentially the Chinese New Year. I think it was in early February. They essentially take a week off, and it's celebrated around the world. So this they call it Chinese New Year's. You can call it Lunar New Year if you want. But anyways, uh, it is a time of family and all of that. It is typically like their Black Friday and Christmas all rolled into one. It is typically a very big deal, spending lots of money. It was down 44% from 2019. The Chinese consumer is saving, not spending. That will have an impact around the world as well. So again, do yourself a favor. Check out the All In podcast, the most recent one. I think they really have the discussion in the first 20 or 25 minutes. I call it a world war because I believe eventually those circles will touch everyone. You will be impacted by higher fuel. You will be impacted by higher food costs. There will be relationships formed out of necessity, right? There will be people that join this side or that side. What you see right now is you see Russian companies who have been kicked out of Visa and MasterCard and PayPal and on, turning to China. You could see countries in Africa who need food turn to one side or the other. This is why I think calling it a world war is fair. I think everyone will be dragged into this and feel it. And again, my ultimate hope is a peace treaty is being drafted and signed today, but we need to prepare just in case. And then lastly, I don't know anything else to do. I'm still going to be looking at my buy box. I'm still going to be getting 30-year debt on residential real estate. I think that is the safest place to be. I will buy it. I will let the chips fall where they are, and likely 1031 out of those into apartments that are mispriced in the next couple of years. So take care of yourself. It is Sunday. You have a wonderful Sunday. This was not a fun show to do, but I think it's also necessary for us to have the discussion. And again, I laid out how I see the year going. Please let me know if you think I'm missing something. I would love, sometimes my brain gets so wrapped around the dominoes, I miss an obvious off ramp. And if you think I have, let me know below. Take care of yourself. Have fun. Bye bye.